I fell asleep at my AP's house after I told my husband I was going out with friends. Well, I got home 3:30 a.m. and tried to sneak into bed. I took off my clothes and snuggled up to my husband and accidentally woke him up. He asked me where I've been. I told him I fell asleep at my friend's house. He scoffed and said, "Wow, you don't even respect me enough to tell the truth? If you're gonna screw someone behind my back, at least be smart enough to log out of your Facebook." I didn't know what to say, so I got out of bed and went into the living room. I thought he would follow behind me, but he hasn't. He most likely fell back asleep since he's been working all day. Last time I used Facebook was a week ago, so he's known for a while now. I guess that's why he's been so cold and distant these past few days. I'll just sleep on the couch. I can't be in the same room as him at the moment. The guilt is too much for me to handle. I'll update you guys when I wake up. Edit. The marriage is great. He works a lot with him being a cop and all, but I'm okay with that since it's his job. If I'm being honest, I just wanted a little side fling to keep me company. I've already blocked my AP's number. Hopefully his wife doesn't find out about us. I don't want him to go through the same thing I'm going through. Update. Husband was off work today. I just woke up 30 minutes ago. He took the kids to vacation Bible school and cooked them breakfast. That was 4 hours, 3 hours ago. I've called him, but he won't pick up. I'll just wait for him to get home so we can talk about this. Update. He's finally back. We talked a little bit and I apologized. He gave me the famous, "You're not sorry you did it, you just got caught. If I hadn't have caught you for the second time, you would have kept sneaking around behind my back." The thing is, I'm truly sorry, but he doesn't believe it. He went into the back room and returned with a duffel bag and the divorce papers. He threw them right on the table in front of me and said he was staying with his brother until he found a place to stay. And he was going to pick up the kids. He told me he wouldn't tell them what happened, but they'd eventually find out. I've been sitting here staring at these papers since he left. I don't know what to do. Update. I decided to sign the divorce papers. It seems to be the best option, and there's no way my husband would take me back after cheating for the second time. The first time was at a party a friend of his saw me fooling around and recorded it. He was going to divorce me after the first time but decided to work on things for our children. Our kids are now 15 and 16. I don't know how things will play out this time. My daughters are back and keep asking me about their father. I honestly don't know what to tell them. I'm afraid of what they'll think of me if I tell them the truth. They're going to find out eventually. Comments. If you're concerned what your daughters are going to think of you, and it's going to be as bad as you think, then why didn't that influence your behavior before all of this happened? I do hope you learn from this and take those lessons with you into the future. If you want your daughters to be proud of you, then earn their pride. Behaving like you have certainly doesn't earn anyone's pride or respect. Good luck in your future. As long as you learn from this, then it's not all for nothing. I can guarantee that you're viewed as a degenerate in everyone's eyes, not just mine. If you're so happy with your choices, why bother to hide them? I doubt you have anyone in your life that supports your terrible choices, and those that do are people that commit the same acts as you. The fact that you try to compare me hating on you the same as you emotionally hurting other people is laughable. Typical victim attitude. What I do is in nowhere near the scale of being wrong as what you do. Everyone has things they hate and voice their hate on. But not everyone cheats. Please crawl back to your self-hating hole. And please stop trying to sound like the bigger person. Or, in your words, GTFO. Just end the marriage and be done. Living with someone who will never forgive you would be worse than living alone. That daily reminder from them, the stares, every action under a microscope and being told when, where, what, who you can talk to would be hell. Tell your kids the truth. Your husband did not make you happy, and you were forced to find happiness with someone else. Story 2. There was this guy that's part of an organization at college with me and is known to have a flirty personality. I used to talk to him before I started a relationship with my boyfriend. I started talking to him more regularly because he started seeking advice from me for a girl he was interested in, and he ended up dating someone else. Not important, but that's the background info. There were a few texts from him that sounded flirty. He called me honey a few times, still calls me by name most of the time, and he said he misses me once. My boyfriend said that just because he has an interest in others, it doesn't mean that he never had an interest in me. My boyfriend looked at all the convos that happened a bit over a year because I said I have nothing to hide, and I ended up sending my boyfriend like 80 screenshots. We're in a long-distance relationship. My boyfriend was uncomfortable and felt like this guy had an interest in me, even though I didn't think the same. We talked about this a lot, so I told him that I'll stop talking to him. I consider the guy to be an acquaintance as part of the student organization, and I didn't feel close enough to the other guy as a friend. I wanted to keep the relationship with my boyfriend, so I chose to sacrifice that. I was still following him on Instagram and Finsta. We are still friends on Facebook, and I liked his profile pic once, and my boyfriend asked if I still liked him when he saw that. Recently on his Finsta, the guy had some bad events happening in his life, and his posts on Finsta seemed depressing. He messaged me today saying hi, and I haven't texted the guy in months, and it was only him wishing me a happy birthday. He also thanked me and said I had helped him so much, even though I probably don't even know it. So it wasn't even a conversation. Since I've been mostly giving advice to him, I thought that he might want more advice. I did get low-key concerned with all the negative posts this guy's been posting the past week. I asked my boyfriend that the guy messaged me, and if it would be alright to respond and just to check in because he's been posting negative stuff. I don't know if his perspective would be different if I said it sounded like he might be depressed, and I want to know if he could have someone else to talk to. My boyfriend felt like I broke my promise with him, my boyfriend, after asking if it's okay to respond. And since I still cared about the org guy, that I never had the intention to stop my relationship with him. I didn't plan to keep my relationship with the org guy, but I just wanted to make sure he had someone else to talk to. After seeing someone else showed potential signs of ending their life on social media, I felt like I need to help. My now-maybe ex-boyfriend said me asking was alarming because I shouldn't even have brought up talking to the org guy when I promised I wouldn't. He said I wasn't respecting his boundaries and didn't want to continue the relationship any further. I'm really sad that I hurt my boyfriend because I've hurt him several times because I don't think things through. I do feel sad about this, and I want to know if I'm in the wrong or what I should or should not have done. I would still like to know for future reference. Update. I found out what emotionally cheating was today, and my boyfriend had told me he was uncomfortable with me talking to this guy from a student organization that I've known before I started dating. We've been dating for about over a year, 16 months, and now we're in long distance. The org had said flirty things to me, and I heard that he says it to other people, so I brushed it off and didn't address it. I would say he's an acquaintance, friend, because I offered him girl advice, casually chatted, and we talk if we run into each other at events. Most of these comments were from a few months before and after we started dating. After my boyfriend addressed it, I didn't really do anything besides keep a mental note to stay distanced and talk to org guy less. Summary of previous post I made a day ago. The problem with org guy was brought up again. I said I won't talk to the org guy. I didn't unfollow social media, including his private Instagram Finsta. The org guy had a lot of bad life events that occurred posted on his Finsta, and he messaged me for after not talking for like several months. To be exact, 9 months. Excluding wishing me a happy birthday in between. I feel like I should check up on him because of the bad events. My boyfriend was really hurt that I went back on my promise and asking to make an exception. My boyfriend doesn't want to continue the relationship unless I block him. I told him I can talk to org guy to set boundaries when we talk, and my boyfriend didn't agree to that. I hesitated because I feel like I shouldn't have to ever block a friend, especially when I haven't been in frequent contact for a relationship. I told my boyfriend that I can talk to org guy about wanting to put distance because I wasn't comfortable him saying flirty things when I was in a relationship before blocking him. I felt like I should give notice before ending a friendship, and that's what I did. My boyfriend was still upset I had sent org guy a message, but I feel like the message is to also let org guy know I want distance and not immediately block. The message was not to continue my relationship with org guy. The org guy apologized for the comments and any potential strain on my relationship, which made my BF feel like the org guy did have interest in me, and his concerns were right. Edit. I did block after sending the message and received a response. My boyfriend brought up that he felt insecure and his self-esteem was lowered throughout our relationship. And I feel like I never thought that the org guy led to his insecurity, but more like his insecurity led to him not feeling uncomfortable about the org guy. I definitely know I'm in the wrong for not taking initiative and addressing the org guy's flirtatious comments earlier. He then brought up emotionally cheating, and based on a definition, I felt like I did not depend on the org guy to talk and share feelings with, and I was denying I was cheating because I didn't see it being true. I looked more into emotional cheating, and 5 out of the 6 things exactly described our relationship. 1. We had too many arguments about org guy. 2. Initially in our relationship, I've been sus about org guy because I didn't directly tell my boyfriend that he was flirty, and my friend also thought we had a thing when I was seeking their advice to ask if org guy was flirting. My boyfriend knew the friend and this piece of info. I didn't want him to think that I had interest in the org guy when I should have done the opposite and be open with it. 3. My boyfriend told me he had lower self-esteem and is becoming more secure. I never figured out the reason till now, so I just did my best to shower with compliments, and I don't know if that helped in long term, because I didn't know the root of his insecurity. I did minimize his feelings and discomfort, and tried to keep my relationship with org guy after my boyfriend asked to block him. 5. Our relationship starts getting rocky when we don't see each other in person. I was still on the phone with my now ex-boyfriend, and I just started crying. I thought I would never have been the type to cheat, and I definitely feel really awful. Although I didn't maintain frequent contact with the org guy, I didn't address the feelings my boyfriend had in the entirety of this relationship properly. Cheating is usually a deal breaker, and there's only a small amount of relationships that can move on. Do I even have the right to ask for another chance? I guess ultimate choice is up to my boyfriend, but I still want to know if it's rude after what my boyfriend felt. I don't know if accidental versus non-accidental cheating changes anything. I already have asked for more chances on other issues in the relationship, but not as big as this.